Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Scorpio collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Scorpio gang? What do you have for us in early October as we get closer and closer to Scorpio season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio early October. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick, my friends. What do we have? There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Okay. Okay. So we have this devil figure with Eve, and we got the little serpent going on. Don't get too nervous about this. To me, this card does kind of link to temptation. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not like the devil within the tarot deck. There are different shades of energy that tie in with this. Okay, so obviously it's not a big concern. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye. You know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So again, you see we have the devil figure, we have Eve, we have the little serpent and the apple. So, you know, to me, the big thing is temptation. So for a lot of Scorpios, if you have been changing certain things about yourself, changing your ways, changing your thought processes, there could be a temptation to fall back to a comfort zone, if that makes sense when I see this card, especially if you're trying to refrain from something. Now, again, this is an energy that could be very strongly ingrained whenever I see it. So maybe there are certain things you're dealing with that are like, all right, well, it might seem like it's easy to deal with, but not actually. Whether it's things we've been dealing with for a long time or it's just something that seems to have gotten under the skin. So this is something we'll watch out for as we move through the reading. I don't think it necessarily taints everything we're going to look at here. I would just say watch out for temptation in general. Now, another thing, urges. Even if there isn't anything you're refraining from, even if everything's fine, totally cool, you might get some funky urges in this time where it's like, all right, where'd that come from? It could even just be a craving for food. It doesn't have to be anything wild. But we're just going to let them chill over there. Message received, right? Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. What do you got for us, my guides? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Yeah, we had some nice energy last week, to be honest with you. The reading was titled An Unexpected Win. So again, something just plopping into your lap, right? So a win or victory that you didn't see coming. So whether it was personal relationships, money, business related, it's like, okay, that went way better than I thought it would. And to me, I was getting a strong vibe of like, it doesn't matter what you do or what you don't do, there's something good coming your way, which is a really nice place to be. So we're going to hope to keep that going, right? We're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Scorpio gang. What do we got? Thank you. Okay. 9 of Swords. You're not alone with this. This card has shown up quite a bit. It was in the Cancer reading. Let's see. I don't think it's going to stay that way. Let's get 2 more, and we'll start piecing it together. What do we got for Scorpio gang, please? Whoa. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. I mean, I love it. Hopefully. I mean, 2 totally opposite different vibes here. Let's get one more. One more here for Scorpio. 2 cups. Cool. So something I could absolutely see, something that may have been bothering you for a while or something that is bothering you, not doing so much anymore. There's a mixed bag of energy here, Scorpio, but I just love the way the energy ends off. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements first. I'd say we have a lot of internal energy this week, which isn't surprising, right? People with Scorpio placements, we have a very lush fruitful inner world, and it shows through here in a couple of different ways. We start here with the air, so that's the logic, the mindset, how you view things. It's extremely intelligent, it's strategic, it's plan based, and it could also represent communication. We have the water, which is our power element. That's our comfort zone. So emotions, feelings, creativity, partnerships, love. Um, so both of these, it's like we have the heart and the mind, heart and mind. So hopefully this is a good balance of the two. And then we have a very powerful major arcana in the Wheel of Fortune. Now I connect that to not just an element, but Jupiter energy, which is expansive. So this is a key cog within this week's reading. But I like the way it's mixing. I don't feel like this is anything that's really concerning me because we start rough and we end really good. So let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, the Nine of Swords. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this card many times, whether you're a reader or whether you've seen it in other readings. And I always say you don't need to be an expert with this card. You see a person, they're sitting up in bed, they got the hands on the face, they're stressing something, right? So whether they're going through a situation or a problem, could be insomnia, could be lack of sleep. So for some Scorpios, if you're having a hard time at night, this is the card for you, my friends. Um, it's just very wound tight. It could be overthinking. It could represent thought loops and things like this. And again, there's multiple signs this week that show this. So maybe you're just feeling that off of other people as well. Um, the good thing, or one of the good things I would say about this card, is that it ties into the etheric realm very well. So it represents paranormal things, paranormal activity. Don't be surprised if you're having a lot more spiritual experience right now than you normally do. It can represent energetic sensitivity. So if you are sensitive to energy, make sure you keep yourself locked down because you might just be feeding or not feeding, feeling the energy of those around you or the world around you, even. Um, Watch the dreams too. There's always something here with the Nine of Swords about spirit trying to show you stuff through dreams. So keep that in mind. You might have some really interesting ones. But just to keep it at baseline, the Nine of Swords is very stressed out, or there's something that they're thinking about and they can't help it. So watch for the invasive thoughts or thought loops. Now, moving to the middle is where the energy switches really, really quick. Whereas if this is a situation or a problem, this could be seen as the cure. We got the Wheel of Fortune, my friends. One of the best cards in the whole entire deck. It's one of my favorites. It's my tarot version of a four-leaf clover. It's my good luck charm. So again, luck could be on your side. You might have a good stroke of luck when this card shows up. So if you feel like gambling, feel like taking a risk, this card is like, all right, Scorpio, you might get lucky here, which is a good thing. Now, the world means much. The not the world. This card is similar to the world, but the Wheel of Fortune has a lot of other meanings and depth to it. Notice it is a wheel, so it is karmic in nature. It can represent the cycles of life, the things that we go through. So there is this powerful karmic energy at play. But a huge thing with this, aside from expansion, aside from spiritual protection and luck, is change. This is an energy that shifts and it doesn't move slow. Remember, I said it's similar to the world. The world moves slow. This moves fast. It's sudden, it's fast, it's explosive. It's that unexpected type of energy we saw last week. So whether it is a change or a shift, we'll want to take a look at it. And that's the downside of the wheel, where it's an energy that could just shift really quick, really, really quick. So I think it can be good. I mean, context matters. It really depends what shows up underneath it. But as I've been saying, like a sore spot or something that may have been bothering you might not be bothering you for much longer because right here on the back end we have the Two of Cups. Beautiful. Now, aside from all the other meanings, to me this is a very harmonious card. So when we go from the Nine of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, it's like, I feel better. To me, I'm already getting a feeling of relief, which feels great. Now, the two, as with all twos, could represent decisions, choices, partnerships, especially. This could represent a soul tie, soul connection, soulmate, whatever we want to call it. Whether it's a friend, family member, a lover, romantic partner. When I see the Two of Cups, it's someone we care deeply about and they care deeply about us. So, in my simplistic style, maybe it'll show us the energy of someone you care about. Maybe the clarifier will tell us something they're feeling or something that they're going to do, an action they might take. But if we look at the overall energy, it's just super soothing and I feel relieved for some reason. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Scorpio. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for Scorpio gang? Please, guides and spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Nine of Swords and see what that has. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's what box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why do we got the Nine of Swords, please? What is happening here? Thank you. I'm conflicted. Okay. So we have the Five of Wands in the upright around the Nine of Swords. And to me, these are just very simple, straightforward. This is my other card where I'm like, yeah, you don't got to be an expert. Nine of Swords, Five of Wands. It's an energy that is either feeling very conflicted. You know how sometimes if like somebody says something to you and you don't say anything back, and then later that night you're like, oh, I should have said this. Or you think about something from years ago and you're like, oh, I wish I would have said this to them. That's how this feels to me for some reason. So again, I'm not telling you to bite your tongue around somebody, but there's like this vibe where it's like I should have handled that differently, or I wish I would have said this, or I should have said that. And again, I'm not saying it's you. This could be somebody else wishing they said something to you that they probably didn't. Five of Wands, it can be determined, but in this context, no. Like Nine of Swords, Five of Wands, yeah, this could be a pressure point. This could be a pain point. This could be a problem that someone's going through. And if you're having issue with somebody and you think that they're just walking on sunshine and that nothing's affecting them, you would be wrong, because it's like, all right, well, they might be holding it, like it might not hit them till nighttime. That's a very specific one, too. So like there might be someone where they might look fine and dandy, but like when the nighttime comes, that's when everything catches up with them. So again, I could see this being a serious situation or a big problem of some kind in the front. Do I think it's going to stay that way? Not necessarily. But just watch out for replaying things, like I said earlier, in your mind, where it's like, I should have said this, or I wish I would have said this to them instead. I shouldn't have let them get away with it. It's like giving me that kind of vibe that's really specific. Again, this isn't a personal reading, but that specific message came through, so I'm just giving it to you. Maybe it's somebody else. Let's keep going. Yeah, because this could be like an argument. It could be aggressiveness. It could be someone that's a little pissed. But let's see what's up with the wheel. Again, I don't feel like this problematic energy is going to stay where it's at. But let's go in on the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what that has, please. Why is the wheel here? Thank you. Yeah, so more fire. So we have the King of Wands in reverse, and it's like, oh, I didn't even have to do anything. It's like giving me that kind of vibe where something just like it resolves itself, where it's like I didn't even have to do anything. It kind of handled itself, like, which I think is good. So like if you are going through an issue or a problem or a situation, I do think for a lot of you it's just going to work itself out, which might be odd. Listen, as part of the Scorpio collective myself, I always know that we want to have some sort of say so in how things go, whether it's fixing our problems, whether it's reaching our victories, whatever it is, we want to feel like we work for it, right? We want to feel like we had a say. In this situation, I don't think there is one. I believe it kind of just solves itself. Like the problem solves itself. Now, aside from that, when I see the wheel very fast, very rapid, and we have the King of Wands in reverse, this can most definitely be like a surprising change or a change that comes in out of nowhere. So again, whether it is a problem, whether it's something else, to me, there could be a change of circumstance quickly. But I think it's in your benefit. I do think it's in your benefit. That's how it's coming through to me. King of Wands, fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. In the upright, he puts his energy here, he puts his energy there. He's a shot caller. He's in control. When he's in reverse, he's a little scattered and he's not putting his energy anywhere. That's why I said with him in reverse underneath the Wheel of Fortune, either it's a change that there's nothing you can really do about it, or it's kind of like a problem that just solves itself. So again, if this is something that hasn't happened yet, let's say in a couple of days something comes up or something crosses your path and it's problematic for you, give it a little time, because there's just something here about a problem solving itself. It's like the trash taking itself out, if that makes sense. Not calling anyone trash, but I'm just using it, the euphemism. Let's keep moving. Either it's that or it's a change, like out of nowhere, surprising change in circumstance. But let's see what's up with the Two of Cups. We'll see what that has. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Two of Cups here for my good friends? Why is the Two of Cups here for Scorpio gang? Yeah, Six of Pentacles, like night and day. Night and day. I feel relieved. I feel much better. Ah, yeah, that's more like it. Six of Pentacles underneath this Two of Cups is just beautiful. It's flowing. It's open. This could represent catching up with someone you haven't talked with in a while. So don't be surprised if like you touch base with someone, and it's like, oh, let's share details of what we've been going through, or like, hey, since you've been gone, this happened, this happened, this happened. So don't be surprised if like you catch up with somebody. But I know that's hyper specific. For others, when I see the Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles, it's like this energy is just so refreshing to me. This energy is so good. It's like perfect. And again, nothing in life is perfect, right? There's always little things that could be better. But with the Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles, I'm hard pressed to find something better, if that makes sense. It just works on every level, physically, materially, spiritually. It's like all the energy seems to line up here. There's a big energy here around gift giving as well. So for a small portion of you, when I see the Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles, I mean, your birthday is coming up. So maybe someone's wanting to surprise you a little early for your birthday. But I think this is a really great energy. Another thing, it's karmic. We have a lot of karmic energy, karmic ties. So there could be certain things you're experiencing right now where you will catch that karmic reward. You'll get that karmic payoff for what you're going through. So I would say the ending of this is great, kind of as predicted. We start with a problem, but it ends up much better in your favor. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. Just like every Scorpio reading, there's layers, there's nuance, right? But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we start with the Nine of Swords, Five of Wands. Yeah, this one could be a big problem or a situation of some kind, stressing somebody out. And for some of you, it could be someone where it's like they may wear it well, but it really catches up to them at nighttime when they're like trying to sleep or about to sleep. For another portion of you, there's like this odd energy of like, I wish I would have said this. Or if this person ever says that to me again, I'm going to say this. It's like somebody pre planning or wishing they could go back and have, you know, a different type of conversation. I think you get what I mean. Moving to the center, we have the Wheel of Fortune, King of Wands in reverse. So it's like a problem solves itself. A situation solves itself. You just give it some time, you give it a little room, and it just does what it needs to do, which I think is great. But there could also be a rapid, fast, sudden change in circumstance. So it could be a surprising change where it goes from this, boom, over to this. We have the Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and this is just an energy that feels relieved. It feels open. It feels like it works on every single level, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Just everything seems to line up in a beautiful way. So whether it's just the overall circumstances you're living with, or in general, I feel karmic rewards here on the back end for something you've gone through. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Scorpio gang, please? What do we got? There we go. Thank you. All right. So we do have the Eight of Pentacles in the shadows, and it kind of fits the bill with what we've been seeing here this week. Now, for a small portion of you, this card does heavily connect to work and effort. So if you've been having issues with work and stuff like that, hopefully those things do get solved. Hopefully this is something you can work on and tweak. But if we're not speaking about work, business, and money, the Eight of Pentacles is all about the effort we put in. Funny how in the reading itself, it's like you didn't have to do nothing. It's like an energy kind of solves itself. So when this shows up in the shadows, it could either be a warning from spirit or an advice. The advice could be don't try so hard. Don't force a damn thing, whatever it might be, whether it's interactions with people, whether it's a situation. If you feel like you're forcing it, you're doing the wrong thing. Um, and again, no judgment here. You do what you got to do. But then there's also this energy about not wasting your time either. Okay. So because the Eight of Pentacles, sometimes it could work so hard, so hard, so hard towards something, but for what? That's the question I have here. So again, I'm not coming at anyone sideways, not saying you're wasting your time. For some of you, it could just represent you being in pinnacle work mode. Nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you don't feel like you have to force something too much. Because there's an energy here where it's like, just go along for the ride, Scorpio. So we're going to leave it at that, my good friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The October schedule is up there and it's filling up quick. So if you want to have a little chat, go over there and check it out. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of the most stunning decks I've ever experienced, the Star Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments. Since last month, I asked everybody which zodiac sign they get along best with. This month, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you clash with a little bit there? Drop it down in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.